I know y'all keeping it real. I'm definitely keeping it rich. You know, with the podcast, the interviews, all that you used to, man. I'm gonna just start by saying this ain't that. This ain't that.
Emphatically, no sir.
I welcome y'all today to just join us in a conversation, man. A conversation amongst two individuals who share common interests, common goals, common sense. We from the Commonwealth.
Hey,
but wealth ain't
talk
common.
about
You
it.
feel me?
Yeah,
Wealth ain't common, man. So my partner that I'm introducing, this will be his third project, if I'm not mistaken.
Third, like
official
album. Okay. Yeah, you're right. No, fourth.
Okay.
Fourth album.
Okay, fourth album.
This is like my 11th project in like 2 years.
And it's titled 11th Project in 2 years.
Yeah, yes, sir.
And it's titled 717, Another Love Story.
Another love story.
My bro from the mud, Cordell, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's good? What's good? Let's talk about it.
I appreciate you, G, man. This is not any type of podcast. This is not any type of interview, man. It's just a conversation. We
right.
talked about this, for the past couple of weeks, and it's really, really, really important to me to go ahead and let the world know, like, what you bringing to the table. As an artist, you know, what you spent your time on to present to the world, man. So I wanted to kind of just document, you know, this gift that you about to give the people, man, because I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love the energy. Yeah. You know, anybody who know, like, I don't know when this is going to drop, but like last night was the Locks versus Dipset, so the hip hop energy is definitely in the air.
Super high, super high.
Very high, man. And we're going to describe the feeling, man. So the project is called, that you're dropping on, when's it going to come out?
Saturday, August 7th, 2021.
It's called
at 7:17 a.m.
Ooh, 7:17 a.m.
Yeah, man.
So it's called 717, Another Love Story. So in order to get there, I want to talk a little bit about you describing the feeling of the first project titled 717, A Love Story.
Yes, sir.
So
yes,
so what is the feeling of that project, and why the name?
Okay, so you had actually brought it up before when you had came to the studio, when you had made the comparison to Dom Kennedy. You said, yo, you kind of remind me of Dom K.
Right.
And I said, yo, you know, the crazy part about that is in 2010, Dom Kennedy had an album called From the West Side with Love. Now, one thing you're going to notice about me is I'm not a nigga that's going to shy away from acknowledging his influences. And I hate that in hip-hop, everybody feels, the niggas want you to think they came up with this shit on their own. Like, nigga, you wouldn't have invented rap. You know what I'm saying? Like, if it wasn't for, like, Grandmaster Flash and the Fury, like, you wouldn't have invented this shit. So, Dom Kennedy came out with From the West Side with Love. And he had put out 2 joints before that. Because, actually, there was this website called Nike Talk.
Okay.
Where we would talk about sneakers. I used to post in there. My name was Just Cordell 717. Dom K's name was like 75 Partly Cloudy. We was just niggas that would post in the forum. Wale was there.
Gotcha.
He was like, I remember his name was like I Love Hip Hop 43. So Wale was in the room. Like, these is reoccurring niggas that I would be busting it up with in the chat room. So Dom posted his mixtape link in the forum one day. He said, yo, check me out. I just started, whatever. And I was like, oh, that shit cool. You know what I mean? I fuck with it. Like, I hear the potential. I like, everybody was fucking on the site. From the West Side with Love came out, and I was like, wow, like, you can really be, you could just rap about, it don't have to be super gangster, and you don't have to be on some super dead press conscious shit. You can just be a regular nigga and rap about getting dressed, fucking with the females, riding around. And that's how me and my niggas was living anyway. But we didn't have a soundtrack for it.
Okay.
So when Dom put out From the West Side with Love, I said, okay, I like that. That sound like us. You know what I mean? Like, it's LA, but that sound like us. So that gave me the title, the love part. I said, okay, I want to do something like that for Harrisburg. I'm probably a little more lyric driven than Dom K is.
Okay.
But as far as like the objective and the mission, which was this is how we live, this is where we go, these are the cars we drive, these is the places we hang out at, this is the neighborhoods we be. You know what I mean?
Right.
I wanted to be very explicit about all of that. So
your narrative throughout the project is extremely detailed.
Absolutely.
Extremely detailed. Yeah. And they can find that currently on SoundCloud, correct?
Now that's everywhere. That's
everywhere.
Tidal,
all
Spotify,
platforms.
Apple Music. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes,
so y'all can find that on all. So that's how long I've been around. I kind of dated myself because I've been listening since SoundCloud. But I mean, like the narrative, like from Middlesworth Chips to 1400 to Touch to going downtown on 2nd Street in front of the pizza shop and just, you know, having different conversations and things like that. Like, it really documented our lifestyle. Yeah. And I had to take my hat off to him because that was my first project that I heard from him. And I was like, man, like, yo, he's really spitting. You know what I'm saying? And so that downtown vibe, that energy, that excitement throughout that project, that brotherhood throughout that project, and even fashion, you know, throughout that project kind of spills into who you are. Yeah. So I got a quick question, you know, fashion question. Yeah. What's your favorite New Balance?
Oh my God.
Because you mentioned the 974 on the project, if I'm not mistaken.
574.
574.
That's like the entry level New Balance. Yeah, right. You know what I mean?
So I'm a 999 boy. Like we talked about this in the villa before.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I got on some 801s right now. Chad got the X90s on in the car. I got some X90s, you know what I mean? Yeah, I'm definitely. So here's how deep I go with New Balance. Now, I never said this on the record before. Right. My uncle is ML Carr. So if you're an old basketball head, he played with the Celtics, with the Larry Bird Celtics, okay? He married my dad's sister, okay? So he had a New Balance endorsement. So when I was a kid and we would go to Boston or he would come to Harrisburg to visit us, he would always break us off with New Balance shit. You know what I mean? Like we would always get New Balance sneakers for the low. So that was my introduction to New Balance. And I liked how it was like, so niggas don't, I never said that on the record. Like, my uncle played for the Celtics. His name's ML Carr. He was Defensive Player of the Year one year. You can check that. You know what I'm saying? 2-time NBA champion.
He flexed a little bit. Go ahead.
He had a New Balance endorsement, and he put us in all that New Balance shit when I was a kid. And it just stuck with me. Cause niggas ain't fuck with it. I like Nikes and Jordans too. But I'm we just from a different era where Fresh was okay. If all them niggas got pennies on, I gotta go get the Agassiz. Like I like the pennies, but it's 50 motherfuckers in the hallway with pennies on. Right. I'm not about to be 51. Right. I'm not going out like that. So nobody was on New Balances. So I just took to it. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas wasn't fucking with it. But as far as my favorite model, I mean, without thinking too hard, I'd probably say just the gray 990s for real. V3 or V4 or V5 for real. It don't even matter. It's just the best shoe ever made. It's comfortable. Hey. You know what I mean? Go with everything. So, yeah, 990s.
Hey, Jack Harlow, man. Hey, get with my boy, man. Listen,
oh, yeah, he a little younger than me.
Get with my boy, man.
Yeah, listen, my New Balance collection is crazy.
Get with my boy, man,
my
for
New
real.
Balance collection is crazy.
So and I love that because like that type of, you got to know how to dress. If you're going to be successful, sir. You know what I'm saying? Going downtown, vibing, kicking it with the folks. Yeah. You gotta have an outfit on.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta know how to talk. You gotta know how to walk. You gotta know what spot to go to. You gotta kind of know who's running what spot to get in tune with what's going on in the city.
Absolutely, man.
So like with that, like I hear a lot of that in your music. You know what I mean? In the different projects again. And so I want to talk a little bit about sonic development from where you started. To the point where you're at now. Yeah. Because if I can rewind back to 2011, because A Love Story came out in 2016, right?
Nah, 2015.
2015, okay, 2015. So if I can rewind back to like 2011, 2012, I think that's when you first started coming around. I first met you. Uh-huh. And the environment in which like you came around was an intricate environment. It was a no bullshit environment.
Yeah, that's a fact.
And so for you to kind of be, like we said earlier, curious about, all right, I'm around some heavy niggas as far as Maison.
Yeah.
Or you're Cordell coming into a situation where Will Davis is around, Jay White is around, Rich is around,
my brothers,
nosebleeds. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and I could name more names, but like, you know, OG Mr. D, man, like he really was the glue.
Yes, sir, triple OG.
And so you came around that environment and said, all right, I'm curious to enhance myself either as a lyricist or as a homeboy or as a hustler or as a whatever. I love the fact that you chose music.
Yeah.
And I know Cool Davis he's probably the most musically inclined individual out of all of us, for real, because he do it all.
Yeah.
And to see you get to where you at now, I just want to kind of ask you, what inspired you to get to making music versus anything else? Because there was a lot of influences around. You could have chose any route.
You know,
why'd you do music?
To try to summarize it quickly, I mean, as a kid, like I was always into sports, like a lot of young black kids. Like I loved particularly basketball and baseball, but I wanted to be like Michael Jordan or Ken Griffey Jr. out the gate, and that's just not how I go. You know what I'm saying? So I was uncomfortable with the growth process trying to become good at sports, because niggas will clown you. Especially, you already know how it go. When you coming from a certain area and you playing ball, if you ain't got it, niggas is gonna let you know you ain't got it. They're gonna laugh you out the court. Right. And I was one of them niggas where my confidence was not to a place. I used to let niggas laugh me off the court. Rapping, I could work on by myself. I could do that not in front of people,
right?
And rap it out loud and be like, that's not good. And okay, now when I know I got something, you know what I mean? So that's why I chose music, because I could work on it in solitude. Right. You know what I'm saying? I could get better. And by the time I let niggas know, when I got to high school and we was in the cafeteria and niggas would be rapping, I was like, okay, I feel like my shit's sharp enough now where I can step up to the plate. So, and I've just always been a perceptive kid. I always kind of been sort of a sponge. You know what I mean? I was always observant.
I get that from you, for sure.
Yeah. So I just like to document. And then when I became older, like the time you talking about 2011, 2012, when I was really coming outside and hanging out all the time, like I just felt like I know a lot of the important people. You know what I'm saying? I'm here every weekend. Like, why? Who else but me? Like, why would I not? You know what I mean? So that's why.
If I'm around these caliber of individuals, why can't I be that?
Why can't we have a soundtrack? And then, just to kind of go back to what you said initially about the first 17, a love story, another thing about that is like, and as it pertains to this question is, you know how it was for us when we were coming up. Like, everybody, it was like cool to hate on Harrisburg. Even if you was from here, like, motherfuckers would always be like, boring ass Harrisburg. Yep. This is Harrisburg. What? We don't got nothing going on here. And I'm like, yo, why?
Tripping.
And I noticed, like, every time a trend would pop off in the mainstream, we would adopt it. Like, if niggas was A-Town stomping, we're A-Town stomp. Niggas was Harlem shaking, we Harlem shaking. Niggas just Crip walking, we Crip walking. I just gave you three different regional dances that I used to see niggas do at parties here, because we didn't have a strong sense of cultural identity musically. So I felt like it was important to emphasize all of the things that made us different, because believe it or not, it's more Harrisburgs than it is LA's. It's more Harrisburgs than it is Atlanta's. It's more Harrisburgs than it is New York City's, bro. It's only maybe 5 to 10 major metropolitan areas in the country. But the rest of the world is Harrisburg.
Right.
So,
100%.
you know what I mean? That's why, like, why would I not choose to emphasize things that make us unique? Because I felt like growing up here, it was such a unique experience. Like, a nigga could be from the hood, a nigga could be from out the way, but we all go to the same parties, we all trying to fuck with the same bitches, and we all fight over that same dumbass shit. You know what I'm saying? So in Philly, the hood is very separate from out the way. Right. You know what I mean? Or even further than that. Like, if you're a North Philly nigga, you might not ever see a West Philly nigga.
Right. Harrisburg is like, the Harrisburg is one hood in Philly, pretty much.
That's it. And especially when you talking about you concentrated to just black folks.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? You talking about a pool of, you know, if we talking about our era, so we saying like an age range from 25 to 40, black and brown people. We talking about 300, 400 people, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not that many of us. So
right.
I just felt like my experience here was so enriching and it was so unique that I had to make people feel like, yo, it's okay. It's cool to be from here.
Man, it's cool to live your truth.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that's all it is, man.
And throughout your projects, you 1,000% live your truth.
Yeah.
And so Another Love Story comes along.
Yes, sir.
On Saturday.
Yep.
And you lead it with Summer League. So you said, you know, you always wanted to be like, you know, come out the gate like Jordan, come out the gate like, you know what I'm saying? So with that, why did you lead with Summer League? Because it's a basketball-based single, but I hear the reference, you know, as far as like, you know, putting the team together.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, because when, you know, it's Summer League, so we on, it's a timely thing. Like, it had to sort of come out. I didn't know what was going to happen with the album or how long it was going to take me. I knew I was working as hard as I could, but I wanted to make sure that got the opportunity to hit during the middle of the summer, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, for sure. That's why
you got Drew Tyrell on there, right?
My man Drew, Machine Life, Southside in the building.
My
what up?
guys, man, my guys, 100%, man. Yeah, it sounds good. It's really soothing. It's very easy on the ear.
Yeah, man.
I like the Summer League record. And they can find that, you know, all on social media, every streaming platform.
Yeah.
What's your social media handle so they know where to find it if they don't know already?
So it's @_just Cordell on Instagram and @just Cordell on Twitter. I've been slacking on Twitter, but I'm trying to get back into it.
Hey, just go find the music, man, and consume it, man. It's good music. So let's talk a little bit about the cover art. So we got the cover art, and I mean, like, I'm a colors guy. I love colors. Like, I love fashion. I love colors, and it's like heavy on the black, you know, heavy on the pink, heavy on the. I think you got a little bit of blues in there.
Yes, sir. That's a fact.
And then the cover art on Another Love Story. You have a graphic 717. 717.
Oh,
Another Love
you're
Story.
right. You're right. Another Love Story. Yeah.
So you got Ice Cube graphic tee.
Yes.
So anybody who listens to 717, A Love Story, there's a lot of Ice Cube references on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So does that have anything to do with your fashion going from, you know, it's still Ralph Lauren, it's still Polo, and, you know, all that, but I see you now, like, I want my White Sox hat.
Yeah.
My Ice Cube graphic tee.
Yes, sir.
And it says "Stay Cool Harrisburg" on a crazy graffiti background.
Yeah.
So, like, give me some transitional information about that, man. How'd you get to that point, and why?
Well, I think with the Ice Cube shit, like I said earlier, like, that's one of my favorite rappers. Like, Ice Cube was one of my top 5 favorite rappers. I'm super influenced by Ice Cube.
Yeah.
If you listen to fucking America's Most Wanted and Death Certificate specifically, every song he's rapping about something different. And what I hate about rap now, like, one of my least favorite things about rap music today is, like, the sort of when niggas just rap about generic. Like, the song is not addressing anything specific. Like, this nigga Ice Cube had a song about being burned. He had a song about, you know, dating a girl that was a whore and trying to explain to his parents, like, yo, your daughters are smart, bro. I don't know what to tell you. He had a song about, you know, the Asian, you know, the Asian community coming in and you know, owning corner stores in black neighborhoods. He had a song about fucking, you know, the military targeting young. Like, I mean, every song was about something different.
Okay.
And that blew my mind. And when niggas talk about great storytellers in rap, the names you hear immediately is Slick Rick, Big, rightfully so. But Ice Cube, to me, is right up there, man. And even, if, of course, when you go to the movies, like, we grew up watching Friday on BET and USA. Like, come on, man. Like, that's my favorite movie of all time. So, and like I was saying earlier as well, in hip-hop, we don't make it popular enough to celebrate our own legends. Like, I ain't disrespecting nobody, but, like, I be seeing niggas wear Metallica shirts, Nirvana shirts, Megadeth shirts, which is cool because I know it's just a fashion statement thing. But I don't listen to that music, bro.
Okay.
I don't. I'm not a. Okay. I mean, I'm not. I don't. That's not the culture that I come from.
Gotcha.
I acknowledge and respect their contributions to their culture respectively. Yeah. But why would I wear a Metallica shirt when I could wear a Ice Cube shirt?
Right.
I listen to Cube.
If you don't listen to Metallica.
Yeah,
some people do tap in. Some people do tap in.
Some people do.
Nirvana, Metallica, approaches. Like some people do.
But I feel like most of the time it's a fashion statement, which is fine. I'm not saying that.
Majority of it is.
But for me, I don't own any of those T-shirts because I don't listen to any of their music, and I think it's important. But I do own a lot of my own legends. Ice Cube, Too Short, Hove, Big. I got a lot of them on shirts.
What you're into, you investing in.
And furthermore, Ice Cube is still here. He's still here. You feel me?
Yeah.
He could see that album cover and be like, oh, shit. I'm willing to bet you right now, Rich, and I know this is kind of presumptuous, I'm willing to bet you cannot find another album cover in the history of rap. I'm willing to bet I got the only album cover where I'm wearing the shirt with another rapper on it. I'm willing to bet. It's the only album cover where I got a shirt with another rapper on it because Ice Cube is a legend, and I wanted to acknowledge that.
I can't off the top think of one, and if I could, I'm gonna say it's not a statement.
Yeah.
The way that you've made it a statement. You made it a statement enough for me to ask a question about it.
There you go. That's a mission accomplished.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So salute the
don't
Cube.
let it wasn't just a fashion statement, bro. Death Certificate is one of my favorite top 5 favorite albums of all time.
Salute the Cube and what he's done to the culture 1,000%.
And what he's still doing.
And what he's still doing on many levels. And so to piggyback off that, you mentioned that Cube talked about different things.
Yeah.
Another thing that I want to bring up about 717, A Love Story, is that there's a theme throughout it. So the theme throughout it is going downtown and what that's like. Yeah. So basically, you can't just go downtown. You first got to hustle to get whatever money you got to get to buy you an outfit to make sure you got enough money in your pocket to go down there and be comfortable.
Yeah.
Right? And then you get downtown and you got to figure out where you going to park, who you going to vibe with, who you going downtown with, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
You got to get to a club. You got to get in the club. You got to figure out if you're doing VIP or you chilling at the bar.
Yeah.
What's the theme for the night, so on and so forth. Then following the club, there's the let out. So you got to know how to play the let out. Now it's 2:55. You know what I'm saying? We still downtown.
Yes, sir.
It's 3:15.
That's a direct.
Now I'm getting a text. Where you at?
Yeah, come on.
I'm not gonna give y'all the whole project.
Come on.
I'm just saying, like this is
that's
the
how
reality
we was living.
Of how we living.
Yeah, that's how we was living.
And that's what I like about the original A Love Story is because like every song was different, but it stuck to a common theme. Yeah. And then I want to also touch on, even though it's about going downtown, sonically it soothes the listener. So it's like really a mental health thing, man. For me,
that's dope that you even try to like make that connection. That's dope.
It's a mental health thing, man. Because if you want to go on a ride here, Cordell will take you on a ride if you allow it.
Ain't no doubt.
You just got to press the play button, man, and just go ahead and get a man an hour of your time.
That's it.
Yeah, that's all it takes. So I want to know, because we're talking about downtown, man, what's the impact of downtown nightlife on your projects and the previous project to this one, and like give me some influences like of how that makes you want to kind of talk about it in your music.
I mean, like I said earlier when I was talking to y'all, we sitting out there, like I'm really only qualified to speak about a few things. So when I graduated high school, I didn't go to college, you know what I'm saying? Like the finances wasn't there. So like I didn't really, I made it a choice to, I was just around here, like I was just in Harrisburg. I never went away to college. Like that's not my experience. So what else was I supposed to talk about? Every weekend we were there. Wednesdays you had hip hop nights at Egypt, which, you know what I mean, you were responsible for. You know what I mean? Like, we would come through there a couple times. So it's like I would be in there. That was my first little taste, like rolling with Jay White and Cool Davis and shit like that. And then the downtown part of it probably came like that summer, like summer 2009, 2010. And I just thought it was like an alternate universe, bro. Like, I spent my whole life not knowing that this shit was going on.
Existed, right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
like, I'm like, God damn, like, all these people down here, everybody dressed to the nines. Like,
that's how it was.
It was nuts.
Yeah.
So I'm like, and y'all think that there's nothing that we have to talk about as artists from Harrisburg coming here? But like I said, it was a lot of niggas on some gangster shit, which is cool because that was their reality. Wasn't nobody talking about downtown. Wasn't nobody talking about hanging out. Wasn't nobody talking about the bitches. Nothing. So I was like, oh, nah. Because this is how I was living. Like you said, like, we going downtown. You talking to girls in the club. You try, hey, man, let me get your number. You know, this back. You still had to get the number. You know what I mean? She might have had to still write it down. Like, you know what I mean? Depending on what your situation was like. So, you know, it was just, I was addicted to that whole shit. You feel me? I was addicted to that whole shit. And even though it was like some bullshit might pop off, you might get into a little scuffle or a nigga might pull the joint out. You know, anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? But it was all a part of the experience. And I lived to tell the story, obviously.
100%.
So I just assumed that responsibility. You know what I mean?
It was 100%, regardless of any downs. Downtown may have had, it was all for the greater good, man, because we had a ball.
Absolutely.
I felt the same way. I felt the same way. I went downtown. I was the Dragonfly era.
Yes, sir.
And then the Dragonfly was cool, but then like Mars was a thing.
Yeah. I remember hearing that. Yeah.
And then it was like, yo, like, nah, I'm fucking with Mars. Like, yo, Mars was your Egypt is my Mars.
Aha.
All right?
Okay,
So like,
I got you.
So we you know, and they sold Rosa Regal in there. That's a whole different story for another time. But I was like, I don't know about this, man. Yeah, for sure. But nah, I feel you. But I didn't choose to. That's what makes you so beautiful as an artist. Cause like you said, you know what? I know what I'm looking at.
There you go.
And I'm going to document it. And
there you go.
And that's what I'm going to choose to talk about.
There you go.
And sonically, man, like it's so soothing. The same way 1400 The Touch was.
Yes, there you go.
So like, how big of a thing? First, I'm not going to tell him. This is the part of the conversation where I'm gonna let you like go crazy. How crazy was 1400 The Touch for the 717? Can you let the people know, dog?
Okay, so where we come from, we didn't have any urban radio. We didn't have any Hot 97. We didn't have any Power 105s. Like,
at all.
The only black radio station we had was 1400 The Touch. That was it. You know what I'm saying? And my parents is older. You know what I'm saying? Like, my pops is 64. My mom's is 57. So, you know, they're not of the hip hop generation. You dig what I'm saying? So when we was younger, when me and my brother and my sister were kids and we'd be in a car, my mom and dad, it was 1400 The Touch nonstop. Luther Vandross, Freddie Jackson, Peebo Bryson, Phil Perry, Anita Baker. Like, I mean, it really shaped. You know, a lot of niggas like to joke me and shit all the time. Like, yo, this nigga Cordell, real old school nigga. But it's like, bro, my parents is older, bro. You feel me? Like, I didn't, you know, we all products of our respective environments. So that 1400 The Touch was the only radio station that was ever on in my mom or dad's car. So that was all that we listened to. You know what I mean? Going to and from wherever we was going to, that's the music we heard. So, and as far as what you saying about the Sonics and the choice, I want to always keep the music easy listening. Now, 717 Love Story had a few kind of jarring moments. Like, we had Boosie and Webby. That was intense.
That was nice.
The anthem was intense. But outside of them too, everything kind of was on an even keel. It was really, really easy listening. And like I said, I want you to be able to, I don't want you to have to intensely listen to my music. Like, you could be having it playing in the background. You know what I'm saying? And I actually I go into that on Another Love Story. There's a song called Portrait of a Young Nigga where I talk about the moment I sort of found myself artistically. You know, we used to have these house parties at my nigga Kenny and Kev's crib out east and shit, and it would be a lot of people in there. And I remember like thinking like on some observant shit, like I want to make music that fits this setting. This is my life. We come here to Kenny and Kev's crib, get our little drink on, then we go downtown. So I need to make a song that fits this environment. Right. And I did a freestyle on Black Friday. Okay, Black Friday 2010. I remember everything. But I had this motherfucking fly ass Polo Yacht Club jacket that I caught on sale. You know what I mean? That I still got in that closet today. You know what I mean? Worth more than what I got it for. You know what I mean?
Right.
I got that. So I had that on, and it was a Black Friday after Thanksgiving 2010. And I said, yo, put on that. Let me get that Wiz Khalifa, Juicy J. They had a song called In My Car. And we pulled the beat up, and I recorded right before we had one of them functions. And it was, I said, this should be that downtown Saturday night flow. So that was the first version. And we recorded it that Friday, Black Friday. He put a little light mix on it, and he said, yo, tonight, when people come through, I'm going to put it on the playlist. And I told him, I said, don't tell nobody it's me. Just put it on the playlist and let's see how people react.
I go.
So he put the shit on. Everybody's vibing. And I'm watching people's reactions, and they still like, they ain't missing a beat. Like, they like, oh, shit. And then furthermore than that, they like, yo, who is this? Because they started hearing the Harrisburg references, and they was like, yo, who is this? And that moment, when my nigga Kenny, he was in a turnaround chair, and he was like, yo, he said, that's Cordell. And everybody was like, get the fuck out of here. And I'm like, yeah. And they was like, oh, shit. Like, it was crazy. Like a mind-blowing, like an asteroid hit the earth.
That's when you knew.
Exactly. And that was the moment.
So for you, that was, all right. So I never knew that.
That was the moment.
But like,
that was the moment.
Just knowing you from, because like I said, I remember you, like, you was curious.
Yeah.
And so, like, I know for me as an artist, like, what that feels like when somebody validates you.
Yes, sir.
When somebody says,
absolutely.
Not even somebody, but maybe a crowd of people validates you, like, oh, this shit's hard.
Yeah. They didn't know it was me. They had no reason to, you know, display any sort of bias. Like, if they wasn't fucking with it, but they didn't know before they even knew it was me. They paused for the cause and was like, yo, this shit, who the fuck is this? You know what I mean? And that made me feel so good. Girls and everything. It wasn't even just the niggas. It was females and everything. And I really sort of like tell that story on a track called Portrait of a Young Nigga on my album. And actually the song that I'm referring to that I recorded that Black Friday, that exact version of that song is on Apple Music. It's called SNF, and it's on a album called Almost Never Was Volume 1 on all streaming platforms, man. That was the first one, and it's on streaming platforms. The actual version that I recorded, Black Friday 2010, is on Apple Music, Spotify, Tidal, man.
Go consume that, man.
Yeah.
Couple quick things, man, before we get out of here, man. Features, who you got on the project, man?
Oh, come on, man. I had to go get the heavy hitters. I had to call in the cavalry, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I got Jay White, Mazon, and Cool Davis. That's automatic every time. I got Drew Tyrell. I got Mabo.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Mabo. I got Low Gang Badget.
Ooh, okay.
Shout out to Low Gang Badget. I got Nova, you know what I mean, R&B of Singers Lounge fame, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Nova. And I got the man I'm sitting across the table from, man. I got Framework Rich on there.
100. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think you got C Bizzle on there, too.
I didn't say CB?
I don't think you said CB.
I'm tripping. I'm tripping. I got CB. Me and CB got a classic on there.
I can't wait.
Uptown's finest. Yeah, I got CB on there, man.
I can't wait. Yes,
sir.
I can't wait.
And you know what? And on that note, real quick, like, one thing that makes me feel good when I was making this project is like, I'm reaching out to y'all to see if y'all want to be a part of this project. And just as it was an honor to have y'all on the project, like, people was honored to be on the project. Like, they was sending me shit immediately. Like, I'm asking people to be on the joint. They're like, oh, yeah, I got you. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I'll do that shit tomorrow.
100%.
So that made me feel great.
Because you don't give off anything less than professionalism.
Thank you very much, my brother.
So, and that's why it's important, man. So why should the consumer listen to another love story?
Because it's always good to even if you're not from Harrisburg, it's always good to learn something about. It's always good to learn something new. You know what I'm saying? You start to age when you stop taking in new information. So you never been here. If you're not from here and you happen to be watching this, you probably never been here.
Right.
So why not? And if you from here, come on.
Right.
That's automatic. Like that's required listening.
Right.
And if you're just a fan of quality rap music, because and I actually say this on the album, like I feel like it's because I'm a storyteller, bro. That's what I do. You know what I mean? And I feel like the stories are relatable. Anybody can kind of identify what I'm talking about. The setting is Harrisburg. That's it. You know what I'm saying? But people go through the same shit everywhere. Like I said, it's more Harrisburgs than New York City's.
100%.
It is. So
100%, man. I agree with that. Before there was social media, man, in order to learn about the demographics and the lay of the land in certain areas, you had to go and buy somebody's tape from that area or a CD from that area. And you had to listen and tune in and tap in and get familiar.
And as far as like if you from an underrepresented area and nobody cares until everybody cares. Outkast was trying to shop a record deal and niggas shot them down. Russell Simmons said, I believe, and I quote, "Nobody want to hear what no country niggas got to say." Think about how big Atlanta is. That's Russell Simmons. Ain't no disrespect to Russell Simmons, but I'm sure he would pride himself on being a guy with great vision and foresight and know what he's doing in terms of music and business. But he told Outkast, nah. He told Nas, nah. You know what I mean? Like, so they told NWA. You seen the movie? They told them niggas like, yo, y'all niggas is not from New York and y'all not even from LA. Technically, y'all from Compton. Who gives a fuck? You know what I mean? Nobody cares till everybody cares, bro. So that's you know what I mean?
Hey, so with that said, man, my man Cordell dropping this project on Saturday.
August 7th, 2021, man. Everywhere music is streamed. Another love story.
717, another love story.
Yeah.
Harrisburg got something to say.
There you go.